Hello, and thank you for attending our open house, our virtual open house, as it is again this year. I also want to thank you for supporting our business. And I really want to thank you for attending to yourself, attending to your inner sanctuary by choosing one of the many treatments, wonderful treatments that we offer with our really magnificent practitioners. Attending to our sanctuary within and attending to our hearts is more important than ever. So that's why I want to talk a little bit about the intelligence of the heart. I know it sounds a bit like an oxymoron because we tend to assume that intelligence is in our mind, in our brain, and the heart is more like this emotional pump. On one hand, a physical pump that pumps the blood, and on the other hand, sometimes a storm and sometimes a delight of emotions that accompany us in our lives. I like how Chinese medicine sees it. In Chinese medicine, we have a concept that is called Shen. And Shen is translated as something like the heart-mind. In other words, Shen is our connection to our soul. It's our messenger from our soul that through our life has the opportunity to translate our purpose into the world. So we generally talk about two different kinds of hearts. One heart, which is the physical heart, and the other, which is the spiritual heart, which houses this Shen, this spirit, which we can see bright in people's eyes. I also like how Nassim Haramein puts it, because he says that the heart is a toroidal electromagnetic fractal resonator, which is quite a mouthful, but it says it all, because it is an electromagnetic entity. We literally can measure the electromagnetic radiance of the heart 6 feet all around us, so that's quite large. And the fact that it is electromagnetic, it also means that we are drawing in people, situations, emotions, or repelling situations, people, emotions at all times through this electromagnetic frequency, which either finds resonance or repels. The shape of it is like a torus around us, which is where the toroidal structure comes in, and it is literally a resonator. And it is also a fractal, because we are a fractal of the universe. However, at all times, our electromagnetic signature resonates into the space around us. Our heart is magnetic, our thoughts are electric. So just like electrical currents running through our mind, again, we're always looking for plugs to plug in. Does this work with our belief system? Does this challenge our belief system? Can we expand into new concepts? Can we allow ourselves to connect in ways which we never have before? So all these electromagnetic goings are happening at all times. And our electromagnetic signatures are forever resonating in the space around us. And as each single one of us is doing that, we are creating this beautiful electromagnetic field. this field that connects us, not just here on Earth, but literally with the entire universe. I know those are very, very big concepts. But when we think about that, we also have this invitation of maybe seeing ourselves a little bit bigger than we have seen ourselves before. Many of the ancients have actually talked about the fact that we are much more than just skin and bones, but that we are indeed an entity that is connected through spirit to the entire universe. We can see this interconnectivity in nature. When we look at plants, plants have the most sophisticated communication system through the bacteria, the mycelium, the viruses that are all in the ground. They communicate with one another in a way that is incredibly brilliant. And so for us, we can also learn that way of communicating with one another in a way that is mutually beneficial, because that is something that we still have to learn. We've learned how to communicate with one another. We're still looking at, is our communication with one another and with our environment mutually beneficial? And how do we have to adjust? What do we have to do? How do we have to show up in order to make this a mutually beneficial conversation between us and our environment? Can we allow ourselves to grow? Can we allow our hearts to grow and to expand in such a way that this is how we communicate with one another? And I know this is a big ask. If you believe the astrologers that have been talking about this particular shift that is currently occurring for the last hundreds of years, actually, then we can see that we are truly in a place of great shift and changes. This next year, according to the Chinese astrological calendar, we are moving into the year of the water rabbit. Now, this last year we were in the year of the water tiger. And the tiger is a very, very powerful animal that also sometimes holds secrets. Now, the rabbit is a very different animal. The rabbit likes coziness. The rabbit is cuddly and sweet, not a predator, but loves to nibble on its little delicacies. So usually the rabbit is associated with luxury, with kindness, with softness, with this sweet, sweet cuddliness. So these big challenges that we have been experiencing and this big shift that we are going through is happening against this backdrop of this beautiful, soft, gentle, sweet, little cuddly creature. The fact that it is in the element of water also means that it goes deep into the subconscious. Generally, water rabbits do not like any conflict, which is a good thing because we've had a lot of conflict. And maybe this backdrop of our environment can really help us and teach us to become more compassionate with one another, but also more compassionate with ourselves. And this is what I wish for all of us, that we can listen to this intelligence of the heart, that we can listen to that spark of our soul, to that spark of bliss that wants to be expressed through the language of our heart. And that we can create a world, an environment, a reality for ourselves and for our children and for our environment, for nature around us, that is mutually beneficial. May we learn from the beauty, the balance that nature shows us. I hope we can all learn that for this next year. And with that, I wish you wonderful, wonderful holidays and a magnificent new year. Today, we're actually also starting a raffle. And when you buy a raffle ticket, all the proceeds go to Chrysalis. Chrysalis is an organization that helps people with disabilities. And when you enter into the raffle, you will also be entered into a draw for one of our 3 gift baskets with all beautiful local products. Each of those gift baskets is valued about $400 and $450 or so. So there's lots of beautiful gifts that you might win. And we also again start this year with a gift with purchase. So every time you buy a gift certificate for $130, there is also a gift bag from Wellness on White that comes with that. So we want to really share our generosity with you and start this new year with beauty, love, kindness, compassion, and generosity. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye. At the end of the video, there's also going to be a link for a 20% off coupon that you can use for any of our products at Wellness on White until December 1st. I hope you take advantage of it. Again, wonderful, wonderful holidays to you all, and I will see you soon.